of the universe.
Unlocking secrets of the universe.
Welcome to the Last Awakening podcast.
And I am your host, Joshua David, and I am here with Johnny, a.k.a. Unlocking the Universe Walker.
Yeah. So much secrets, man.
And
So
tonight's show is Who is God? Yeah, this is going to be a pretty cool, I think, video.
Hold on a second. I have an announcement. I know I didn't run this over with you beforehand, but
If it gets stupid,
have-
I'm turning him off.
I have an announcement. As a show of protest,
As a show of
because
protest.
I'm not on video yet,
Mhm.
I'm going to do the rest of this video in sign language. Thank you.
Okay, sign language it is. So, anyway, why Johnny's doing sign language, this show is Who is God? We had a question asked, who created the earth? And the person doesn't believe it was us. So, that was Realm Realist. He asked that in one of the videos. And that he believes God is external from him. Well, you're going to run into the same problem most people have. And that is, when you believe God is external from you, you're going to worship whatever comes your way that you believe in this reality is God.
Yep.
And Johnny's done with the sign language, it sounds like.
I changed my mind. I'm sorry. I apologize. Also, what that means is that as long as that you believe that there's something out of you that is God over you and Lord over you, you're a slave to that God.
Yeah,
Just
because
like
you're going to
Paul
spend your
says.
life searching for what the true God is. And here's
Well,
the thing. In this reality, in this realm
Mhm.
of shared consciousness, dream world, there is no external God that is a ruler over you. It's not.
Unless you want to believe it, right?
Well,
If
I
you
mean,
wanna
you can
believe
create that
like-
reality.
Sure, like Paul had said, "I'm a slave to the law. I'm a slave to the Lord." Right?
Yeah, he made himself
day
a
he
slave
dies.
to something that didn't
Mhm.
exist or doesn't exist as far as outside of this dream world that we live in. And this is what we're in. We're in a shared dream.
A vapor. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones responsible for creating this thing, you get up every morning and look in the mirror. Well, most people do anyway. We're the ones that created this. You think God created war?
No. Well, that's because original sin, Josh.
Of course, it's back to you. You need someone to save you, and
Yep.
that there's this external God, and He's going to do it for you. You don't have to do nothing.
Because we all have original sin, and that's why there's bad stuff in the world.
Now, I'm
That's
not
what
saying
we're taught.
Realm Realist believes that, but that
No,
ideology
no.
leads down that road.
Yeah.
Because you have to account then, okay, well, why is the world screwed up? It's either because there's this magical thing where it screwed everything up because someone made an error of something some external God said not to do, or we're manifesting this reality. And the majority rules in this realm. So whatever the majority rules, that's why we have the societies that we have.
Yep.
Not by voting, but by manifesting it into reality.
Well, and when you look at the population of the world, 7 point some billion, and 4 like almost 4.5 billion of them claim Christianity. They believe that Yahweh is this exterior God that we need saving, send his son to save us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jesus died to break the covenant that we had with the exterior God.
That
and all
kept
his
us
rules.
trapped in the dream world that we exist in. That's what that
Moses
covenant was. It kept you trapped in this reality to something that wasn't truly the God.
The crazy thing is that how big of a role has Moses played in this situation, considering Jesus said he's our accuser. He's the one that came down from the mountain with the law, said it was written with the hand of God. It's almost like, did he have the realization that he was God, like Jesus said?
The people wanted it.
It's
you want
interesting
somebody to rule over you. That's why you have a president in this country.
I'm saying, did Moses write these with his own hand?
I don't know. Regardless, he gave the people what they wanted. Regardless,
sure,
they wanted a king. Sure. They got a king. Yahweh told them it was going to be a curse to them and that their sons were going to go off in war and die. But guess what? They wanted the king. Guess what happened?
Yeah,
their sons went to war and died.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because people want something to rule over them instead of them being the ruler and being responsible for the reality we live in. Nobody wants to take responsibility. Imagine that.
Yeah.
This is a shared reality. We all take credit for this.
Mm-hmm.
And the part that we take credit for is that we're forgetting who we actually are and that we can manifest a different reality here.
You're talking about taking responsibility. I was listening to a video that came up after a video of Brother True Good News Kelly. It was just the next video that came up. And it was a former Hindu monk. And he was talking to a group of accountants, some kind of accountant, big meeting. But they had all these accountants from this company from all over the nation. And he was talking. And the stuff I was getting from it is a lot of it was like this, that your life, where you are now, you look back throughout your life and it's a historical record of the things that you manifested yourself.
Yeah.
Nothing outside of you made any of it happen. It's your manifestations from you.
Yeah.
What you believed about yourself, it was like self-fulfilling prophecy.
Oh yeah, I mean
right.
that's what this shared reality is. It just takes more people to do it. Just like Jesus couldn't heal people because they didn't believe.
Mm-hmm.
It takes everyone believing for something to happen. Imagine that.
Yep.
It takes more than one person believing that they could fly in the sky. But you got 2 trillion people telling, 9 billion people telling you that that's not a reality.
Yeah.
Because this works on what you believe, not what someone told you is true. That's how this reality works. Yeah. This is how the elites can manifest the things in their life that they want. Because they know these things. That's why they came out with like books like The Secret. You can manifest things. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can have the life that you want. More abundant. Imagine that. But as long as you believe that there's something outside of you that has to give you the power and authority to do that, guess what? You can't do.
We talk about movies, and if you think back to the original Matrix movie, when Neo went to jump off a roof, the first time he crashed and burned, right? Because he was still indoctrinated by what he thought was reality beforehand.
Yeah.
And it took some time and some deep programming, somebody like Morpheus speaking truth to him. And finally, when he got it, he realized that he was the one that controls what he can do.
He's the one in control of the Matrix, right? The reality.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, that Matrix, that false reality that wasn't even real life. You know,
Yeah.
this place is not your home. This place is not your real life. You're eternal.
It
You
can
were
be
before
your
this.
home.
If you believe that it is.
You can stay here for as long as you like.
Yep.
Or you can go back to what's outside of this realm, where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
So the question he asked was, who created Earth? He doesn't believe he created Earth. Well, you've been creating since you came onto this earth. That's for sure. You created the life that you have.
Yep, 100%. 100% of it.
So,
good, bad, or ugly. Good, bad, or ugly. We created.
Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. It don't matter. Whatever it is, you've created it.
Yep, we put ourselves there.
And if you don't believe that you've created it, it's because you gave somebody else to create that for you. Just like I can choose to be happy. Well, if you don't believe you can choose to be happy, guess what? It's already because you chose not to be happy.
Yep.
But if you don't believe that, then it doesn't matter how many times I tell you that you can choose to be happy. It's a personal choice.
Yeah, everything is.
You don't have to let the things in this life rule you. Matter of fact, that's part of getting in your right mind, that the things of this world don't rule you.
Coming into the kingdom and realizing who you are. Yeah.
Because there's some things about a God that you might need to know. God, and let's put that God is something outside of this realm. Because nothing in this realm is God. I'll say that again. God, the one you're searching for, is outside of this realm.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing in this existence that's called creation is him. Because he was not begotten. He's outside of being begotten. There was no one who gave birth to God, what we're calling God.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus even said that, like, the kingdom is not of this world.
Not of this realm.
Yeah, if it were, the people would have saved
it's
his
beyond
flesh man.
This realm.
Yeah.
So, this person, this entity that we're calling God, doesn't have a name.
Nope.
All he has is that he begot himself into creation.
Mm-hmm.
What he begot was called love. Jesus said it was the Word.
Yeah.
The Word, we call that love. It was his divine thought, his divine character, his very nature in a physical form. That was called a phantom. Because it was a mirrored, shadowy image of what the real was.
And that's in chapter 1 of Genesis. It says we were made in
the image and likeness.
In image and likeness.
In Hebrew, that means a shadowy phantom.
Yep.
He's the invisible. We're the shadowy phantom that is visible.
Yep. Which is love. Yeah.
Which we call love. Yes. That's what it manifests in this reality as.
Yeah. Well, love, even the word love is such an insignificant word. And we're stuck in these parameters in which our language is not. What would be the words, Josh? I'm trying to say. It's not strong enough. It doesn't have enough meaning. We're limited by the languages that we speak, in other words.
Yeah, and this is why it's hard to explain some of these things.
Exactly.
But let's talk about the non-existent who we're calling God, okay? Even though that's not his name. He doesn't have one because he wasn't begotten.
Yep.
And he's outside of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one telling him what he can and can't do.
Nope.
But everything he does is in the character that we have, that he created in this reality called love.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's divine. He's sovereign. He's free.
Mm-hmm.
You were created in that image. You were not created to be a slave to something. He created you as just as he is.
So not even a slave to him.
Not even a slave to him. He wanted you to be free just like he is, to be a creator just like him.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jesus called his phantom my father. He used the word father so the Jewish people would understand what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he said my phantom, they would have had no clue what the crap he was talking about.
Yeah.
He said my father because they already believed that there was this entity named Yahweh as father.
Yeah.
That they could see and hear. But he
And
said his
drew a
father was
distinction.
unseen.
Yeah.
No one's ever seen him.
Mm-hmm.
So he called his own phantom, his own portion of love that was from the beginning, that was begot, his father.
Yeah.
And someone's phone's updating right now.
Not me.
It wasn't. I don't think it was mine.
I'm good. Mine ain't even. It's not doing anything.
Might have been mine. Might have
Wait.
been the Apple update. Okay, so now you have a phantom, which is what now in this reality we call now your spirit. See how, over thousands of years, words can change meaning, and you're trying to figure out what all this stuff means.
Yeah.
So now we call that phantom. We don't call it a phantom any longer. We call it a spirit.
A phantom is something, now that you hear phantom, you think a ghost, a scary poltergeist.
Yeah, something's going to get you.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we have a spirit. That spirit's inside of you. This is why we keep on telling you that God is inside of you. And that
the kingdom is
Jesus
inside
said,
of you. Yeah.
he was sent here by his Father. Ooh.
By
he was
his
sent
phantom? What?
into this reality that was created by us, by his own spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if the originators of this reality that we're trapped in right now, to some extent, until you wake up, is something we have to do, or it was created by the fallen. And that some of us got pulled in and created a reality that was outside the governance of where we were before.
Yeah.
Because they wanted something, I guess, to rule over when they was already rulers. Kind of like, the Jews wanting a God over them when they're already God. Kind of the same thing. Jesus and some of the others that were not in this reality came here to wake us up so that we could go back to where we were and didn't have to be in this place, because this is the place of weeping, where you cry and you gnash your teeth. Why?
Gripe and moan.
Because you're trapped in a soul, a physical body. You have amnesia of who you are.
Yep.
And you don't understand why God would create this place.
No.
and you weep and gnash your teeth and cuss out God because of the existence that we're in.
Yep.
When we're the ones creating it.
It's crazy how people cuss God out. I know when I was in the church narrative and I went blind, ended up with back trouble and all kinds of stuff was going wrong with me at the same time. I was cussing God out.
Yeah.
A God that was only a God because I was taught that he was there and he was real.
Well, why does God let bad things happen? I've been saying for over 10 years now, bad things happen because good people do nothing. Oh,
Yeah.
Literally, good people who actually know who they are, know that they're a God, choose to sit around and let the monsters run the asylum.
Yep. Teaching that bad stuff happens because we're sinful beasts.
Exactly.
We were born sinful. That we need a savior to fix things. What happens
And
that
all
even when
that
you
does
get
is
the
make it
savior,
worse because now those same
Yep.
people are wanting to go kill Muslims.
Yep.
Wanting to go kill people over in Iraq and Syria and all these other stupid places. But they have the love of the Father in them. Well, they do, but they're
And
not
what-
using it and they don't know who they are. Because if they did, they would stop all that nonsense.
Well, and also once you get the savior, accept Jesus as your savior and ask him to save your soul. What good does it get you? Because you still have all the crap.
Exactly. Because you don't know who you are. Really are.
Yep.
So we're going to show some verses that's kind of telling you these things that we're talking about as far as who you are, who your spirit is.
Oh, we'll use the scripture to show them who we are and who we know we are. If they choose to believe it, if it triggers the memory in them, then
who they are.
yeah.
No one has seen the Father except the one who is from God. Only he has seen the Father. So if you don't believe that you're a God, guess who you've never seen? Jesus said we were the gods. It's us. We're the creators. So unless you believe that and have a revelation on that you're God, not exclusively, not yourself and everybody's under you. No, we're all are.
Yep.
Only he has seen the Father, because then you know who your spirit is. The Father, the spirit of you. The word seen there is perception. Perceive, discern, be aware of, experience. Matthew 11:27. All things have been committed to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and those to whom the Son chooses to reveal him. We've been trying to reveal to you who you are and who the Father is in you for almost a year now.
For a year. Yeah. Real close.
Why? Because we know we're the sons of God. Because we are God. And when you know that, you know who the Father is. You know your own spirit. And you know that you're divine. And you know that you're free. You know that you're sovereign in yourself. Just as he was created, so were you. And we're talking about your spirit.
Yeah, it goes to where
the flesh.
you you realize where the kingdom is. The kingdom's within you. That's where the Father is. Once you know that, then the Father, knowing the Father, preserves the soul, and now you're the Son. The Father knows you. You know who the Father is, and now you're complete.
Mhm. Luke 10:22. This is saying the same thing. All things have been committed to me by my Father, his own Spirit. No one knows the Son. So the 12 disciples never knew the Son until they knew who their Father was, the Spirit
Yep.
inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then they knew the Father. And this is
Yeah.
when Jesus told them they were no longer slaves to any God
Mm-hmm.
external from them. They were his friends.
Yep.
John 7:29. But I know him because I am from him, and he sent me.
Yep.
This is going to play into another verse here a little bit later about this.
So I'll
I know
ask
who
you,
I am, and I know who. What?
ask you real quick so they know what we're talking about a little bit better. Josh, do you know my Father?
I do not know John's father.
No,
I've never
because he's
seen
my
him
Father.
nor heard him.
Nope. Nope. Only I have, because I found him within me.
And that's your spirit and the voice within you.
Mm-hmm.
Your own voice, from your own spirit.
My still small voice. Not loud enough for
Exactly.
you to hear.
He
It's only
doesn't
loud
know
enough
who
for
my
me to
Father
hear.
is because
Not at
he's
all.
never heard my Father and he's
Mm-mm.
never seen my Father.
And the thing is that I still know Josh is in love and in the kingdom and knows who he is because I see the results of the deeds and works, which are the fruits. Because we're known by our fruits that come from love. But I've never seen nor heard his Father.
And when we
Only by knowing seeing the fruits that come from him, can I know that indeed he is in love and knows who he is.
and
See
we're
what
not
we're saying?
we're not talking about the external voice, like what you're hearing right
Mm-hmm.
now, me speaking. No. The inner voice within me.
Yeah, yeah.
No one's ever heard that but me.
Well, Jesus,
It's my
people
voice.
heard Jesus talk. People heard Jesus talk, and he said, "I only say what the Father tells me to say."
Exactly.
So when we're talking, we're just repeating what our Father says to us.
This is what he shows us right here.
Mm-hmm.
These are the truths that he has shown us.
Yep.
My Father shown me these things. John's father showed him these things.
Yeah.
But this verse here, but I know him because I am from him and he sent me. This is going to come and play a little bit later. No one has ever seen God, but the one and only Son, who is himself God and is
Mm-hmm.
in close relationship with the Father, has made him known. The Father's your spirit. If you know you're a God because Jesus told us we were gods,
Mm-hmm.
you're the one and only Son of your
Of your
own
Father
Father.
that's in you.
And
That's
this is
right.
going to come to play too.
That's why when Jesus taught us how to pray, he didn't say, "You pray, Jesus' Father who is in heaven." No, he said, "You pray, our Father." All of our fathers, all of us, the Father within you, the portion of love within you. It wasn't just him. It wasn't just Jesus that was anointed.
1 John 4:12. No one has ever seen God. But if we love one another, the key to seeing God, God
Mhm.
lives in us, and
Yep.
his love is made complete in us.
Look at that. If we love, so in other words, enter the kingdom where we can know the Father knows us as the Son, we are now God. And we can actually love from the right place. And now we're made what? Love is made perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now that that's happened, love is now made perfect in us. We are now whole.
I got to get one more verse. Hold on.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
Okay. We'd like to thank even the gentleman that posted this question. We appreciate it because it makes us get more into thought, more talk into our Father within us. And we hope that this answers a little bit of the question that you had. We're not going to tell you that you're wrong in your belief. We'll tell you that what the Father has showed us. And this is for us, right? We're just sharing what we've been told. If this registers with you in your spirit, where love is, where your Father is, then take it as your truth. But we'll never tell you you're wrong. It's not what we do. We're not the church.
Okay. This is one that's going to tie in those other verses we talked about. The one
Mhm.
where it says, but I know him because I am from him and he sent me. And what was the other one? I think it was this one. No one has seen God, but the one and only Son who is from God and is in close relationship with the Father.
Mhm.
And the Father who sent me has himself testified concerning me. You have never heard his voice nor seen his form. His Father, his Spirit,
Mhm.
your Spirit.
Yep.
You have a Father sent you here
Yep.
where we are in this realm, in this body.
Mhm.
And the reason why you're here, that'll have to be revealed to you. Some of us is
Yep.
because we've come here to wake people up to show them why they're here.
Oh, like Jesus did, right?
Yeah.
Come to cause division within you. Come to tell you the truth, and come with the sword to separate soul from spirit. It's not the same thing. The church says too much. I heard it all the time. The soul and the spirit. Oh, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. No. If it was, then why did Jesus come with the sword to separate the two? So yeah, some of us are here to tell people and wake people up. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Josh.
Because some of you have amnesia and don't know who you are.
Just like we did. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also known that there was something wrong when I came into this existence and left the kingdom. I knew there was
Since
something
you're
wrong, and I couldn't
since
figure
you're
out
like
what it was until
since
here
you're like 5
recently.
years old, right? Like
About
since 5 years
5.
old.
About
Yep.
5. It was right around the
That's
time I started school.
yeah.
I knew there was something wrong with this reality that now the one I was in now. This thing that we've created here.
Yeah.
But I knew I was here for a reason. And I knew I was here to wake people up. I didn't know what for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept telling John, I'm not coming back again. Not next time. I'm not doing it. I hate coming here. I hate it with a passion.
Yeah.
Which is something that you're supposed to do, is hate this place.
Yeah.
Not supposed to love the world.
We're not saying
Do not-
that like no.
1
We're
John
not saying
2:15. Do not love the world, John. Yes, I am saying it. Or anything in the world. If
Yeah.
anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in them. And that's your own spirit. When you love the world, you hate yourself. You hate the spirit
true
self.
Yeah. Mhm.
You hate your Father. You hate who's inside of you. Because
Yeah.
it's warring against the truth.
Yep.
1 John 2:16. For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life comes not from the Father, but from the world.
Mhm.
And that is what's giving you amnesia and why you forget who you are. Because you're searching for things in this life, this existence that we're in.
I'm going to tell them real quick, Josh. We're not saying that you can't enjoy this place that you're at. We're here to experience this, but it's the love of it. It's loving it too much. You got to hate it. You got to be in a place where you can give this up. No problem. No problem.
You have to denounce those things, basically. You have to denounce this world. You have to denounce the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of the life to find the Father of love in you and return to the kingdom. And once you're in the kingdom, this is you being in the world, but not of it. You're living at a different place.
Yep.
And when you're in that kingdom, you can experience this life through a different prism.
Yep.
It's no longer out of selfishness.
Yeah.
Which is what those things are. My lust.
Well, take for consideration, for an example, you go to you say like a vacation, a family vacation. You get to a hotel. It can be even a nice, super nice hotel. You know, and there's always things about it that though it's just not home. But you can sit there and you can bellyache about it, or you can just say, "Listen, I'm here for now. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy it." Right?
This
don't have to be our home for us to enjoy it.
This is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Boastfulness. This is what pride is. Boastfulness, arrogance, display. Properly a vagabond, making empty boast about having, curses to rid people of all their illnesses, even by producing wonders. But properly, it means boastfulness.
Yeah.
It means a vagabond, an imposter, a boaster, one who gives oneself airs in a loud and flamboyant way. In other words, someone who goes around bragging a lot.
Oh.
I was going to name somebody else, but that wouldn't be nice.
Yeah.
So
we
pride,
said we wouldn't do that.
Pride of life. What life word are they using here? Properly, God's gift of physical life.
Yep.
Well, guess what?
This realm. Yeah.
God's not the one that gave you this life.
Mm-hmm.
Not the one that they're referring to here, which is the non-existent. He didn't create this. We did. To live and move and have its being. Figuratively, and I think this is what it's actually referring to, because it talks, you can't serve God and Mammon, right? The way a person invests or spends the gifts
Mm.
of physical life. Can't serve God and Mammon, right?
Yep.
Can't have that pride of life as though all that money and riches and the boasting of it can somehow save you. I don't know where that came in from, but whatever.
Oh, that happens all the time in the church. People pay their tithes and offerings thinking that they're buying salvation. They think that they're getting that salvation from that place, from that person behind a pulpit. Search through the Bible thinking that they're finding life in it.
Interesting. Y'all can read this on your own. Stop the video and play it. That means you too, Jeremy. Even though you're driving a car right now. No, but there you go. That's who God is. Defined by how we perceive things in this reality.
And we fully believe that's what Jesus was talking about. He told us, "You're God."
No, I was referring to the external.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, Amanda Young waved at us. What's up, Amanda Young?
Hey, Amanda. Welcome.
Glad to see you in here.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. If you haven't, click that subscribe button.
Yeah, she is. She's
Tell
one
your
of our
friends.
subscribers. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, she was one of the new ones I called out, shout out the other day.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm bad with names, Amanda. You'll get used to that.
Yeah.
Names, song titles, lyrics, and basically everything.
Yeah. Let's not even go there on song titles. No, but I'm good if you're good, dude.
I feel good. This was we like to try to be fun and joke around a little bit and stuff. But this was a get down and dirty. These come every once in a while, and it's tough for it to come out sometimes. But because basically we know that it's tough to hear. We were there, right?
Oh, all this stuff was hard to accept.
Sure.
I mean,
and depending on where you're at in your ascension
look at that.
to the kingdom,
going against literally everyone else in this world.
Yeah, yeah.
The narrow way, right?
If we were told this stuff when this all first started with us, when we first came into truth,
we might have physically died.
So we hope we're not killing nobody by speaking all this, but I'm confident.
And here's the thing: if there's things in here that you don't get right now, or that hasn't been revealed to you, that's okay. Put that stuff on the shelf. Right. Put it on the shelf. Don't say we're wrong. Like we say, this is our truth that's been revealed to us at this appointed time.
Sure.
It doesn't mean that it's going to resonate now or ever will. But don't negate what we're saying. We're just saying put it on the shelf. And if it returns back to you as a revelation, then it's your truth anyway.
It's your truth. And the reason why I say don't say we're wrong is because I know I'm right. And you don't want to falsely accuse me. Right?
Yeah, you're right for you. You're right for you.
Exactly.
Because it was revealed to you this.
Yep. And that's what we say all the time. Our talking on here is not teaching anything. It's not preaching anything. We're just merely sharing the revelation from my Father, and Josh does from his Father. And we do agree, like we said, on a lot, but not everything. And you don't have to either.
You don't. And that's the great thing about being in the kingdom. You're not forced to believe exactly how we believe.
No,
And
we're not going to be the church and tell you that that's the case, because it's not.
no, you don't have to believe anything we believe. You believe the
No.
truth that's in you.
100%.
You have the true light in you. You can either believe that or not. If you don't believe that, it's going to send you down the same path that has everybody else in this world of religion.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can believe you have the true light and you can be divine and free. And when you know that
Yep.
truth, that's the truth that sets you free, because now you know you're divine, free, and sovereign in yourself. Just as you were created from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Just like your Father. Just like the non-existent that created the love that was here.
Yeah.
Which is in you, the true light.
So, real question, Josh, real quick. For the gentleman or lady, I can't remember who you said posted this question originally.
Realm realist.
Realist.
Yeah.
What do you say if he says, well, the non-existent outside of this realm that created himself and then created love from himself, which
Oh,
is
he didn't
us.
create himself. He always was. He created love, and then that love is
Yeah.
who all we are.
Exactly. But what do you say to realm realist if he says, well, then isn't that the God outside of me that I should serve?
He created you as himself, divine,
Which was
sovereign,
free.
and free. You're not a slave to
No.
anyone. Why would Jesus come,
Mm-hmm.
free you from slavery, and then put you back in slavery? That's not
Exactly.
love. Love doesn't put anyone in slavery. Love lets everyone be free.
And that's the point I wanted to make sure we cleared up real quick, just to make sure. He made us free and sovereign within ourselves, not to be a lord over us, but that we would have the same freedom as he has.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, to his other point, we're going to talk about this for a few seconds, I guess.
Okay.
He talked about giants, and giants being the mountains that are here now. And if you haven't looked at any of this up in some of the conspiracy stuff, and I used to be really big in that stuff, like 20 plus years in it.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, why does it matter? For one, if that's what helps you get to the kingdom, so be it.
Great. Conspiracy stuff helped me get to the kingdom.
It did. It's
Yeah,
part
a little bit.
A lot of us went down that road at some point in time,
Mm-hmm.
where we went from like secular to church, conspiracy, deeper conspiracy, kingdom.
Yeah, mine was church to secular to church to secular, church to conspiracy.
Well, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, we stepped out of the kingdom. We're secularists and it's whatever.
Yeah.
If it gets you to the kingdom, so be it. Because a lot of people that's in the kingdom now that we know has went that route. Not all of us. Not all of us went that route.
Brother Kelly shares all the time that he went
almost atheist.
He was agnostic, and then he was almost an atheist, thinking about that, and he had his own journey, right?
Yeah, right. And here's the cool thing too about I'll give them. I don't know if they've heard this before. This is something I thought of. I've never heard anybody else say this. Himalaya salt. When they go down into the mountains and find those veins of pink salt,
Mm-hmm.
would that be the blood of the giants that you're consuming? Just food for thought there.
Food for thought. I like that. Food, salt, food. Yes.
We're the salt of the earth.
Right? The giants literally the salt of the earth?
Maybe.
Maybe. And I'm with you on the thing. Is like, what's it really matter? I mean, once you come to the kingdom, it don't.
No,
It
but the
don't.
Father
Once
can use those things. Like I said before, you know,
Yep,
he used the things with the
absolutely.
Moors.
Yep.
Just a couple weeks ago, he used the things with the Moors and the Illuminati and the Jesuits stealing this country from
Yep.
the Moors. And if you don't know what I'm talking about,
Here we go. Josh is going to get our channel striked.
you can go look. You can go look this stuff up, and you
Yeah.
can make of it what you will. Whatever the Spirit tells you inside of you, you believe that and walk that way for whatever reason.
Yeah.
He showed me this, and I ended up talking to a lady and talking about some of these things. And I hope that she's become a subscriber and that she's it's opened her eyes and maybe to search some other truths out herself.
Absolutely.
And that's a deep dark rabbit hole about the Moors and what do they call this place? The Greater Moroccan Empire.
Yep.
And that the U.S. flag isn't the flag of the United States; it's actually the commerce flag. And why, if you're a business, you have to have that flag flying outside of your business.
Look that law up. That's a true law. We even got verification on that with people that know about business and stuff. Like,
especially the ones who do foreign trade work.
Yep.
Yep.
You have a flag up.
Yeah, we got it sitting outside where I work at the plant I work at.
If you're making money,
yep,
you gotta have that flag.
Yep.
That's the money flag.
It's always been
And now
about
we
them Benjamins with that flag. It's always been
Now
about
that-
the Benjamins with that flag.
We're probably definitely getting a strike. No, I ain't gonna speak that. I ain't gonna speak that. Sorry. A lot of people scared on YouTube right now. That's not us.
Anyway, I'm good. If you're good, Johnny, we can go ahead and close out.
I'm always good. Be blessed to be a blessing.
Be blessed to
Share.
be a blessing. Blah, blah, blah.
Share.
Like, comment, subscribe. LastAwakeningWarriors.com.
LastAwakeningWarriors.com. Email us at lastawakeningwarriors@gmail.com.
Yeah, I still want to hear you go at www.
You gotta listen to like something about 5 months ago.
Yeah,
for that.
one of those older videos is like, yeah, you can email us at lastawakeningwarriors@gmail.com.
If you email that, it ain't us. It's not us.
Anyway,
we don't have no www.
We are the Last Awakening
Anyway.
Warriors. We thank you for your time.
We are.
We hope you have
We do.
a blessed day and do the will of the Father within you, which is love.
On DP.
Unlocking secrets of the universe.
And have a great day.
To the Last Awakening podcast.
Shabbat.
Oh no, I think I've lost my mind.
Have you lost your mind lately? That means renewing it back to its original form.
Welcome to the awakening.
Thank you for watching.